These are the 2021 releases you've all been waiting for. Pretty much everything's been delayed, of course. Ross, hype us about this giant hype slate of hypey hype 2021 game tier list.
You and I have a very different outlook on this list. First up, a game that this is probably out of all the games, I'm the most excited about this one. I loved it back in the 90s. I played through it so many times. I actually played through the old Nintendo 64 version recently. I cannot wait for Pokemon Snap. I'm not even kidding either. Not even kidding at all. What else? We have Horizon Forbidden West. I never played the first one, but it's apparently really good. Rainbow Six Quarantine, where this is the ultimate capitalization on 2020, apparently, with guns.
We've all been living this, yeah, but with guns. Cool.
With guns, yeah. Deathloop. I'm assuming this is also about 2020 and how 2021 has not been much better.
Yeah, 2021 Simulator. Does it have VR?
Battlefield 6, where we're probably all heading after 2021.
Yay, another real-life simulator.
Call of Duty, which we know nothing about, but we know it's probably going to sell because everybody buys it seems like, and then it has that 1 month spike where everybody plays it and streams it. Halo Infinite, is it going to be good? Who the hell knows? We sure don't. We don't know if it's going to release multiplayer with the original release here. Resident Evil Village. This one probably has the most potential out of all the games based on the most recent installments in the franchise. I don't know if that's saying a lot. I enjoy the game, so I think it is saying a lot, actually. Elden Ring. Is it even coming out this year? We don't know.
Does it even exist? Does it even exist?
We don't know. A trailer released online like a month and a half ago. Everyone's like, oh, they're getting ready to release a trailer and they're going to have announcements. And here we sit with literally nothing, which is okay. Diablo Immortal. Again. Wait, is this coming out this year?
Echo Gaming thinks so. Echo Gaming thinks so.
I trust Echo Gaming, but I trust Echo Gaming more than Blizzard. If he says it's coming out this year, I'm going to listen to him over Blizzard.
Let's play the ad, and we're going to come back and rank all of these games. Are all of them garbage? Are all of them S tier? You're going to find out. Pay the bills.
This podcast is sponsored by Restream. Why live stream to one platform when you can simultaneously live stream to every platform to discover new audiences faster using Restream.io?
And Perrin, you're up.
All right, I'm going to drop in Pokemon Snap, boys. So we're going to rate this on the tiers. The S tier being like the best, most awesome game that we're anticipating or excited for in 2021. D tier meaning we don't give a shit. And like, honestly, that's not exciting at all. So I'm tossing Pokemon Snap into B to start. In terms of everything else on the list, I'd say Pokemon Snap is probably one of the more exciting options. What do you guys think?
Pokemon Snap, I mean, this is obviously a nostalgia trip out the yin-yang here, right? For those of you that are like early 30-somethings, late 20-somethings, this game came up during your prime. My little brother played this game nonstop, and now they're bringing it back for all the nostalgia. There's a lot of criticism around these Pokemon titles because the graphics, quote-unquote, look like they came from a PlayStation 2. I agree. They look like they came from a PlayStation 2. But that's the whole point, I guess, is that they...
Who's playing Pokemon for the graphics?
They are... Well,
I mean, do we remember the old games, the classics that turned this into such a massive franchise? I mean, those weren't even Nintendo NES-level graphics.
They weren't. That's true. I think it's the PC master race looking at this and being like, I was thinking about, I need an alt game to Call of Duty or Cyberpunk, and this is not going to be it. So I think that this game is going to be very popular. I don't think that it's going to be one of the biggest games in the Pokemon franchise ever, and I think it's going to be super, super fun. And if you want to go on a nostalgia trip, and I think a lot of the people that played these games originally, like in the first place, now have kids. So they're going to be showing their kids this game. So for me, this is definitely a B tier game. What do you think, Perrin?
Yeah, I mean, I think based on the nostalgia factor alone, which I have got mixed feelings about how much the gaming industry plays that up. But when there's nothing else coming out, you may as well, I guess, hit the nostalgia factor. There's going to be new Pokemon in this one, that have been introduced since, obviously, the last edition of Pokemon Snap came out, not just the original 150. I do see what they're saying about the graphics, but again, this is Nintendo Switch. This is Pokemon. It originally came from handheld. I think we're used to this type of graphics with Pokemon. I think it's B tier. I mean, I probably won't play it, even though I did play the original Pokemon Snap. I'm not super excited about it, but I think for anybody who loves Pokemon, having a good Pokemon title on the Switch, will be great, and you can't underwrite the nostalgia factor.
That makes sense, and we've got a comment here in chat from Gamer Loops YT saying, playing Pokemon on Game Boy Advance was fire back in the day. It's true. It's all about that nostalgia factor with this game. Moving on, let's rank the next one. By the way, I wish, like, this game would be a mega ultra success. I'm not saying it would be better necessarily, but it would be a mega ultra success if it was on mobile, not on the Nintendo Switch. If they were able, like, this game should be on mobile, right? Why the hell was it on the Nintendo Switch? If they had it on mobile, they would make 10 times more money, and they could easily do the same graphics on mobile. So for me, it's a huge mistake to put it on Nintendo Switch. It should be like a mobile plus Switch release, in my opinion. Massive, massive revenue opportunity lost. But hey, I'm an ice cold corpo. I only think about the money. Pick another game. Pick one that's all about the money. Maybe an EA game, something like that. Ross, which one's the greediest looking game on here?
Call of
I think
Duty,
Perrin picked it.
obviously.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
He didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't need our help.
Call of Duty. So guys, what is the next Call of Duty name? Do we know anything about it, Ross?
No.
Or is it just all speculation and leaks and BS videos?
It's just all speculations and leaks. I mean, I'm pretty sure, but usually by this time, people have a general idea of where it's going, what it's going to be set, and stuff like that. I think all I know definitely is it's like Call of Duty 2021, which that doesn't mean anything. The title's going to change when they obviously drop the first trailer, and they usually do that in around May. But the thing with Call of Duty, and especially a year like this when there really isn't going to be a lot of good releases, and I don't say that to be negative. I've seen this 2021 is when we're really first seeing the impact of what COVID had on the gaming industry. Most of the games last year could have been wrapped up and stuff like that. This is where we're going to really start seeing the delays. And the thing about Call of Duty, you can knock it all you want. You know what you're getting. You know at the end of the day what you're going to getting. You know you're going to be able to have fun with it. You know you're going to be able to play it for a long time in multiplayer. So as much as people may hate the Call of Duty title, the franchise, in 2021, this is probably going to be a higher tier game.
Oh, it definitely is. And look, the executives over there at Blizzard Activision, I know all of you love them. So do we. They've said that Call of Duty franchise is going to follow this formula indefinitely, and they're moving all games under the Blizzard Activision umbrella onto the Call of Duty formula, which is a paid full game on PC and console, a free something for the game on PC and console, and then a mobile game to go along with it that is free to play. And so Call of Duty defined the entire umbrella franchise for all games moving forward under Blizzard Activision because it's so financially successful. So for me, I would say that this is going to be a C tier title. It's going to be the same Call of Duty it's always been. It's just going to be normal. I would say that Call of Duty Mobile is actually an A tier game as far as mobile games, but the PC and console versions, they're just going to be rinse and repeat the same garbage, the same nostalgia. It's like Madden and FIFA at this point. Like, you're just rinsing and repeating and recycling. Maybe it's a little bit better than FIFA because they actually put some new content in these games and some new environments and what have you. But I would say it's a C tier game. Guys, thoughts?
I'm not going to go C tier. I'm
yeah,
not.
I could go C tier. Yeah.
Ross wants it to be B tier.
I'm going to put B tier. What else do we got this year?
Okay.
What else do we have coming out? Even the games, some of the games on this list, we don't know. What do we have coming out this year? Like I said, we may not like it, but all three of us could sit down and play for hours on Call of Duty and walk away and probably have a good time.
No,
you know
right.
what you're getting. You know what you're getting in a year where we're not getting very much.
No, you're right. Relative to the other games that are coming out this year, it's
that's
actually
my entire argument.
It's actually an A tier game. It's actually an A tier game compared to everything coming out this year. So I actually, given that context, I forgot. We're only ranking them in comparison to other games coming out this year. It's A tier. Because the slate is so freaking weak this year, man. We don't even know if Halo Infinite's even coming out. So anyway, it's A tier. Next game.
All right. Let's move on. I can find my mouse cursor. There it is. Let's move on to Horizon Forbidden West. So Zero Dawn, the first installment, was award-winning. Everyone, we really like this game. I'm just tossing it into A tier as an initial interpretation, but I think there is a little bit more hype, and in my opinion, at least with my taste of gaming, this is one of the more exciting titles on the list just because the original was so well done. We're looking for another really polished kind of role-playing game to follow up with that. And this will also tell the story of the developer behind Horizon. Can they keep up that consistent quality and storytelling game after game after game? Or was it a one and done thing? Did they just get lucky there?
Yeah, I agree that it being A tier is interesting. It promises, and the hype about this game is super high. Unfortunately, it's a PlayStation exclusive. Correct me if I'm wrong here. So
It is. Yes.
yeah, so if anybody wants to play this in a next-gen way, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to do that because you still can't buy a PlayStation 5. And that's one of the huge disadvantages of PlayStation or Xbox exclusives when the game comes out in its first year of it being released. So that sucks, in my opinion. I would not want to play a game like this on PlayStation 4 at this point. I'm now spoiled with my 3080 graphics card, and I only want to play on next-gen hardware. So I'm going to have to hold off on this personally, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt that they can deliver a title. Like, if they deliver a title that's 80% as good as Horizon Zero Dawn, then we're going to be in for an absolute beautiful game. Wonderful gameplay, just a total treat. So I'm really looking forward to this title. I think A tier is appropriate, but the proof is in the pudding. Did they rush it? I'm not seeing any indication of that either. So hopefully COVID didn't help, reduce their scope of what the game is and what their vision for it was down to some level that is maybe insufficient in comparison to the original. I'm hyped about it. Ross, do you agree with A tier?
Yeah, I do. Just based on this list and based on their history in the last game, it was a lot of fun. Not to mention they're also doing a Fortnite crossover with these characters, so that's going to add a lot of popularity to the game. I think that right now, just looking at the list of games that we have, and there's could certainly, and I actually hope there are some indie games that come in and really give it a run for their money. But this right now, based off knowing next to nothing, is probably my front runner for Game of the Year in 2021. Just because we know that it's probably going to be a good game. We trust the studio. And there's not a lot of competition, so I have high hopes for this game.
Do you guys see these cool ass animals in the trailer, like that cool ass turtle and gator? And I was like, it's so amazing.
It looks like a fantastic game, just like the last one.
Oh, look at those pretty graphics; they're so shiny. Oh my god, I'm getting really hyped for this game now. Just watching this trailer, it looks so good.
You're not going to be able to play it on
PS5 and play this. I mean, you're in for a treat, and I think this is one of the more exciting options in 2021. To set yourself up to have a really, really good, enjoyable gaming experience. I mean, look, they set up one of the best new IPs with their own unique world. There's nothing else in the gaming industry quite like the world of Horizon. And we're going to get to play in there again. So anybody who is a fan of the original, they really love the storytelling there. I'm really excited to see. I'm just a little nervous that the story won't be as good, or maybe they had a little bit more issues with COVID. Hopefully it didn't hurt their ability to produce a really solid game in a finite amount of time. So if that's the case, if everything goes well, I think we're in for a really, really good treat. And this would be a title to get a PlayStation 5 for, in my opinion.
I agree. If they would let me buy one, please. All right, beautiful. Let's move on to the next title. So A tier game here. We're feeling very bullish on that title. Honestly, if that's going to be an A tier game, I feel bad putting Call of Duty next to that. I feel like...
Two completely different reasons that make it A tier, though.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Two completely different reasons.
Multiplayer experience for Call of Duty will be super fun no matter what, so that's true. Pick our next game, Ross. What do you want to do next? Do you want to do 2020 Simulator with guns? What do you want to do?
Yeah, let's do Rainbow Six Quarantine.
Rainbow Six Quarantine.
I honestly don't know too much about this. It's got downlisted as a 2021 release date, but I don't think there's any actual official release date. So it would not be surprising if this, just like a lot of the other ones, doesn't even make the cut this year.
Makes sense. I mean, the Rainbow Six franchise has had a resurgence, especially with YouTubers and creators recently. People really latch on to these games because they have such deep tactical gameplay and also deep mechanics that you can really perfect. And so this franchise has really, I feel like, had a dip a few years ago in terms of popularity and in terms of how much credibility it had with gamers, but it has really come back now. People are now super excited about it. At no point, though, will the Rainbow Six franchise be on a Call of Duty level as a franchise because it is going for niche gameplay, tactical gameplay, and in the multiplayer versions, obviously, extreme levels of coordination. And so this is the kind of game on the multiplayer side where if you aren't practicing with a particular team for hundreds of hours, you're probably going to get rolled by teams that are. So I love how deep it is and how hardcore, if you will, this franchise has gone. And this game is going to expand on that universe. So I feel like this is going to be a high quality game. I would not make it an A tier game. I just wouldn't make it an A tier game. I'd say it's like a B tier or C tier game for this year. I don't know. If you're in, it's one of these games where if you're into the Rainbow Six franchise, then you'll be excited about this. If you're not, you won't. So it doesn't have any universality. So I'd say maybe it's like C tier for that reason. Like you either love these games or you hate them, and I'd say most people just can't get into these titles. What are your guys' thoughts?
I agree. I agree that it's probably C tier, and it really more has to do with the game just being so niche, not how it's actually going to play out and how fun it's going to be, and if it's going to be a good game necessarily. I hope it is. I'm sure it will be. Like you said, a lot of creators are getting into this and kind of revitalizing the entire franchise, which is really exciting to see. And if it's gonna pop any year, this is gonna be the year for it to pop. I just don't think it will.
Makes sense. Perrin, thoughts on this ranking? Do you feel like we're dunking on this what could be very high quality game here, or are you cool with it being C tier?
I generally don't have a whole lot of expertise in the Rainbow Six genre. It's never been in my interest set pretty much at all. So I'm just going to agree with you guys on C tier just because of its niche factor. But I do hope that it is a great next installment for the community that loves that franchise. Let's move on.
Makes sense. Really quick comment here from Narnicle. You gave his girlfriend a Nintendo Switch for her birthday, and we'll definitely be playing some Pokemon Snap. Narnicle knows how to treat a lady. That's what I'm talking about. All right, moving on to the next game.
Narnicle's going to be playing that. He's like, I'm getting this for you, but this is mine.
Yes, this is Pokemon Snap.
I know what you're doing, man. I've been there.
The first save on there is his save. Yeah. Very nice. Next game.
Let's do Deathloop.
I know nothing about Deathloop, so please inform me about this game.
Ross may be the best one here.
Yeah, I don't know too much about it. There's not too much to know. It's essentially from what I got, almost like a 1v1 assassin game. It's going to be initially coming out for PlayStation, but I believe, let me confirm here. Yeah, this is a Bethesda game, so probably more than likely it's going to come out for Xbox eventually, since they literally just bought Bethesda. This game, I remember when I saw this last year. I forget, maybe it was doing one of PlayStation's events or something. When they first showed the trailer, this game actually had me more hyped than anything. And they just postponed it a little bit, pushed it back a couple months to finish fixing up the bugs and stuff like that. So I have a feeling when it releases, it's going to be really good. It's just a different game. However, based on what I could see with the multiplayer aspect, it's going to be one of those games where you're going to put a lot of hours into it for maybe 2 weeks or a month, and then maybe not touch it for a couple months. So I have a feeling it's going to be something along those lines, but it looks really cool. It seems like a really cool idea for a video game. I'm excited to see how it plays out. I don't think it's going to be popular among streaming titles. However, I would love to see some streamers tackle this because I think there could be potential there. It's just how much.
Yeah, to me, I mean, based on what I'm seeing here in the trailer, this is going to be a niche game. Like you're saying, this is going to be a spike trend. It's going to get some coverage from the gaming industry. It's going to have some okay sales, and then everyone will forget about it forever. So that's the way this one's going to be. I don't see this one really becoming a massive success. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Perrin?
I think the only way this game really stands out is if the story that they write for this, unique concept that they're using, and it is compelling. If they have a really compelling story that they tell in the single player mode, I think that could captivate some people's imaginations for a little while. But no matter what, it is definitely going to be just a spike trend. Honestly, I am personally not very excited about another game with guns with a unique twist. It's basically just Call of Duty, but with a twist.
I don't know. It's not Call of Duty with a twist.
But. I mean, it's not Call of Duty, but it's another FPS with a twist. And I would like to see other genres other than FPS make it big, especially in the US. That seems to be a challenge. But I'll be willing to relent my personal feelings on that.
We love our guns here. We love guns here. What can we say?
If they write a good story. I think they need to write a good story with this game if they really want to prove themselves. And I do think they do have the setup for a good, compelling story to be told. So I think that'll be the most interesting thing from my perspective. I definitely don't think it's higher than B tier, though, for sure.
I would say, for me, it's C tier, for sure.
I agree with
It's like C or D tier.
Okay.
I don't know. That's just me.
Moving on. Speaking more of guns, let's do
more games with guns. So why do all these games have guns? Let's cover this real quick. These gaming companies pay these analytics companies that give them data, And the data literally tells them the amount of revenue available per type of game. They'll break it down by swords, magic, guns, stuff like that. And so when all the executives look at these numbers, they say, how do I get my bonus of $12 million this year? Okay, number one, I fire 20% of my staff. Check. Number two, I say some scumbag stuff in PR announcements. Check. Number three, it looks like guns make money, so I'm going to put guns in my game. So that's why all these freaking games have guns in them, is because you guys won't stop buying games with guns in them. Buy some games with magic and stuff in them, please. Anyway, moving on to this Battlefield 6 trailer. They took an extra year on this game versus the normal Battlefields, which is super encouraging, right, Ross? I mean, this used to be, it started getting the reputation of a Call of Duty-like franchise with a rinse and repeat, copy-paste garbage formula. But the extra year they're putting in, do you think it's going to pay off?
Yes, I do, because not only that, and this is going to piss a lot of people off, but not me, because we saw what happened with CD Projekt Red, and literally as of a day ago, it's now heavily rumored that this isn't even going to come out for PS4 and Xbox One, that this is going to be exclusively for Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 and PC. And there's also rumors that this is going to completely revolutionize Battle Royale. They're talking about including natural disasters in it, like heavy weather, all kinds of new aspects that have not been introduced to Battle Royale before. If there is an S-tier game on this list, I'm not saying this deserves it, but this is probably the one that's going to be the closest to getting there, just because of the hype and the time that they're taking into it, like you said. And they know that they messed up their last game. They've come out and admitted that. And typically, as we've seen in the past, in a lot of cases, Hello Games and some others, if they come out and they own up to what they did with the previous game, usually the next title, they don't cut any quarters, and it usually comes out in favor of the gamer. So I have a lot of high hopes for this. If everything that we're hearing is true, and as they release more information, we'll see. But if everything they're saying is true, then this is going to be probably the biggest game of the year.
I agree. This is the only one that has potential to be S tier, pending what happens with Halo Infinite. For me, this looks way more promising than Halo Infinite, but we can talk about that in a moment. But I would say I would put this as S tier. Absolutely. I think this is the only game that's going to come out this year that could be S tier in the console, PC, normal AAA game market. I will want to discuss Diablo Immortal with you guys, because that could end up being an S-tier mobile game. But as far as like PC and console is concerned, this is the only one that looks decent to be that. And this shows you how weak of a release year it is. If the Battlefield franchise is your S-tier game of the year, it just shows you that it's just a really weak year. Usually Battlefield games would be your B-tier game of the year, or A or B tier game. But this year it's S-tier because of COVID, delaying all other franchises. There's no Mega Blizzard releases. There's no other revolutionary AAA releases that are going to be dropping this year. So this is it. I think this is our S-tier game so far. Perrin, you have veto power.
I'm going to veto. Yeah. So what is Battlefield 6 doing differently? How is it differentiating itself from Call of Duty that it deserves an S-tier spot? It's just another shooter. It's just another shooter, just like Call of Duty. And I think that's their issue. They haven't differentiated themselves.
No, the franchise is way different than Call of Duty. It's a large scale combat.
Yeah, we're talking. One of the rumors is a 128 player map battle royale.
Yeah, Battlefield experience is very different than Call of Duty.
That's making it more like Call of Duty Warzone, though. That's making it more like Call of Duty Warzone.
No. So clearly you haven't put that much time into the Battlefield franchise. So the experience, and don't get me wrong, the mechanics
there are similarities. There are definitely similarities.
The mechanics are 99% the same because they're both shooter games. Literally, okay, so Perrin, you're right. But the positioning of these titles is different in that Call of Duty is all about smaller arenas, faster gameplay, quick deaths and respawns, smaller team sizes. And then there's a battle royale mode too, right? So Battlefield's about giant arenas, giant battles, vehicles, airplanes, large scale battles that have 100 players or more, right? So that's the big differentiator. That's the unique thing. And the thing is, Battlefield franchise
differentiator is vehicles and adding into like the whole battle context instead of Call of Duty, where it's just more like the individual human being shooter context. Right?
Yeah, it's different. It's different in that way because no other shooter does it as well as Battlefield. That's literally what they do as a franchise. The only other franchise that did that was Battlefront, and Battlefront was just kind of a Star Wars skinned, crappier version of Battlefield. So that is their unique positioning in the FPS market. They will maintain that. But I agree with you that the battle royale version of this, we don't know whether that's going to be revolutionary.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because Call of Duty is Warzone now. Like Call of Duty is without a doubt a battle royale now, and that is its most popular form. If Battlefield is going that same route, I think that's a worse idea than what they've done in the past. I would rather see them go back to more historic battles and bring up that, because that's when Battlefield was interesting and that's when Battlefield was popular, when they're redoing World War II battles, when they're going back in history instead of doing more modern stuff, because Call of Duty was doing modern stuff too when Modern Warfare 2 came out. So if they keep trying to do the same thing that Call of Duty does, my argument is, and I know I'm coming from a place of not as much education on the topic, which is why I'm asking you guys, but my argument is if they keep trying to be like Call of Duty, they're going to stay in Call of Duty or less tier. But if they differentiate themselves, they could actually find a placement and be S tier. So for that reason, I don't think they're S tier, because they're going for a battle royale, and I would say that's going to actually just make them just like Call of Duty.
I tell you what, I'm going to thoroughly disagree, because we covered Overwatch recently, and Overwatch's decline as a franchise. And the main reason we determined that Overwatch declined as a franchise is because they didn't go battle royale as a shooter. If you're a shooter game and you don't have battle royale, you're done ski.
The difference being Overwatch being a fantasy universe with fantasy abilities and unique characters that have special powers, not imitating real life realism, which both Call of Duty and Battlefield are both doing. Battlefield's already so similar in that regard that if it does a battle royale, it would basically be almost the same thing. If Overwatch does it, that's a totally different ball game, because you're talking about fictional characters with powers, and yeah, they've got guns, but generally speaking, they're different characters. They're not based off of real life. So I think you have totally different subsets there.
All right, we're going to agree that it is an A+ tier game. So, is there a company that pays us money to talk about them on the show, Ross? And if so, what is the benefit of this sponsor, and why should our audience click the link in the description and in live chat? Tell us.
Yes, we are sponsored by Restream.io. Stop streaming to one platform and start streaming to all of them in case one of them just dies. Like we saw last July with Mixer. A lot of people went exclusive to Mixer, and then when Mixer just died, they had nowhere to go. They lost their entire fan base. By using Restream, you can stream to Facebook Gaming, you can stream to YouTube, you can stream to Twitch, or even on Twitter right now. DLive, Trovo, probably platforms that you don't even realize are there. We are on them right now, and we recommend doing that so you can build a fan base everywhere on every platform before you make any decisions about going exclusive. The link in the comment gets you 30% off your first month using Restream.io, and it supports the podcast, which we are very, very thankful for.
We're crazy. We stream everywhere. We're crazy. Restream.io. Use it. Thanks for sponsoring us. Moving on to the next game. We couldn't agree on Battlefield. We'll say it's A+, okay? Fine. Whatever.
Let's do Halo.
Halo Infinite. Right. I would say it's 0 tier, because we don't even know if it's coming out this year.
I think it is.
Is it?
Let's just assume that, can we rate it assuming that it is?
Okay. We'll assume it's coming out this year. All right. So the question is, if it comes out this year, do we think that they're only going to release the single player version of Halo Infinite, and they are not going to drop multiplayer?
They're not that dumb.
This shock. Are you sure though, bro?
No, I'm not. That's hope. That's hope. No, they're not that dumb. They'll release multiplayer at the same time, right?
I don't know, man. Like, they had to. I mean, they lost all of their leadership, or like key leadership for this game. They released the trailer. You can go ahead and play the trailer so everybody can see it, just to remind them what that trailer was like. They played the trailer for everybody. They thought everybody was going to be impressed. Everybody was like, "What is this hot garbage you're trying to sell me right now? This is not good." And so then the leadership was either maybe fired or left or whatever for this game. It's been, what, like a year and a half since then? And we're supposed to believe that they've magically fixed the game and they have multiplayer ready? Really? If that's the case, how come they haven't been marketing it? How come they haven't showed us any teasers? Like, how come they haven't showed anything? Dude, this is Halo, man.
Yeah,
if they had something good, let me just say this, and I'll let you interject here in a moment, Ross. If they had something good, they would definitely 1,000% be showing it to us right now. When companies don't show you what they have, 99% of the time, it means that what they have is garbage. And so I'm telling you, they would be showing us Halo multiplayer if it was amazing. They would, and you know it. They'd be building the hype for that. And everybody would be talking about it during this year when there's almost no gaming news about games coming out, right? If they had an amazing multiplayer mode and they released a trailer for it, it would dominate the news cycle for like 5 days. So why aren't they doing that? Because they don't have a good multiplayer mode. That's what I think. That's what I've seen historically, right? If you're hush-hush about your game is garbage. Back to you, Ross.
But when has a major company like this ever started marketing a game before an event like E3 or before they hold their own summer event like Microsoft did last year? Yeah, you can release a trailer right now and be trending for 5 days, or you can release one over the summer when people really get hyped and be trending for 2 weeks or a month even, if it's there. I don't think we've seen any marketing for this yet because they're still working on it. Like the fact that they're postponing games, even if this trailer that they put out was trash, I think we all agree on that. But the fact that they're postponing it and actually working on it gives me more hope than the fact that they just shoved it out there and said, we'll fix this when we get around to it. The fact that they're taking their time and doing it right now, that doesn't mean multiplayer is coming out yet. I agree with that. We don't know anything about multiplayer. I don't think it would surprise anybody if multiplayer doesn't come out for another year, which I think would be a mistake to release the game without multiplayer.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what Halo's been defined on since it first came out. But the reason that we haven't seen any marketing is any big game that comes out for holiday 2021 or any holiday, 2020, 2019, we never see any marketing before summer for it, ever. Same with Call of Duty. We're not going to see anything about that until May at the very earliest. And probably same with Battlefield, all these games. The marketing just doesn't start until these major conferences and major events get underway, or they hold their own like they did last year.
Got it. So they think E3, the totally very relevant conference
I don't think
of today,
I don't even think they're going to be at E3. I think Microsoft's probably going to do exactly what they did last year and hold their own event.
I know.
Blew up, which is bigger than E3.
I understand what you're saying. So I agree. So maybe it's too early for the marketing to kick in. I guess my concern is that with the leadership flipping, with what they showed us being garbage before, I don't know how that they could polish up multiplayer and fix single player and address just some of the massive issues we saw with this initial trailer this quickly. Like, people, when they saw this trailer, were like, dude, is this a PlayStation 1 game? They didn't say that, but like they were like, what? This is supposed to be next gen? This is not even close in the universe of next gen. Like, we're talking like fans are telling them we need fundamental changes to this game. Way higher resolution textures, way more ambitious universe, more of everything. Like, this isn't even close. It just looks like a reskin of some old Halo games was a lot of the feedback that was out there. That is super concerning, and that is not a year or two worth of work. That's like a 5-year rework on this game. So for me, I'm super concerned about it. Let me read a couple comments from chat, and then Perrin, I'd like to get your salty take on this. So Shugpug says, I think that they're planning to release it later this year. There's an alpha launch in a month or two in China. Interesting. I hadn't heard that, but that's interesting.
Why China first time?
I don't know. I mean, look, China's a huge market, and obviously all these executives are looking to make money, and I don't know. Maybe that is the case. I can't confirm that. But or they release single player and then later release the multiplayer, lol, make us pay for both. You better believe it, Gamer Loops. They're going to make you pay for both. And then also, hold on a second, Trekkie217 enjoyed the trailer. Let's see what they said. I enjoyed the Halo Infinite trailer because it looked and felt like Halo. I didn't even notice the bad graphics until people pointed it out. Okay, so there's that baked-in player base of people that just want the nostalgia, and they just want to get back into the Halo universe with a new game, and that is a massive factor, right? Master Chief is one of the most recognized characters of all time in gaming. People just would buy anything that says Halo and go back into this universe. That makes sense. Issues came when the drama behind 343 working on the Paramount Plus series in the game at the same time is what caused the lack of quality and look for the game. So maybe they got overly ambitious and they took on too many projects, but we've seen that time and time again with gaming franchises, and anytime there's a news story about them taking on too many projects or there's a loss of leadership, guess what happens? The game turns out to be awful. So do you feel like this is going to follow historical trends, Perrin, where when you see those red flags before a game comes out, usually those red flags mean bad things, bro? So what do you think, dude?
Yeah, okay, so if we're assuming a 2021 launch here, It's D tier for sure. If it launches this year, it will be D tier without a doubt. Because, and you said this, AWOL, but it's basically the simplest truth is it just hasn't been enough time to fix the issues that we've all seen with it from that trailer. Okay. Even if they were to have the most compelling new story experience, gamers will finish that in like 5 hours somehow. Gamers always do this. They're ravenous. As soon as you release that content, someone figures out how to get through it in like 6 seconds. And then they're going to be like, well, now what? Where's the multiplayer? Oh, we're going to have to wait like another year for multiplayer? You know how pissed off gamers are going to be if that happens? There's no way. I don't see it. I think it's a 1% chance that they're going to have multiplayer ready for a launch this year.
Wow.
If they don't,
1%. That is such a, basically you're saying multiplayer's not happening at all. Chat, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that they would launch this game without multiplayer? You just think they need to fix the single player experience and focus on that? And that's going to take so much work that multiplayer couldn't possibly be ready this year. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't see if they haven't teased it at all or said that it's coming, then how is it? If they've really kept it tightly under wraps this whole time, I'm pretty okay. Great.
I thought they had said that it was right. I thought they announced at the beginning of the year that we're looking at fall 2021. I thought that was official. I could be wrong.
If that's the case, then that's great. Then that basically, long story short, they need to launch with multiplayer. If they don't, that it will be a monumental mistake, and it won't matter how well they do with the single player game. It won't matter if they fix everything, because that will be the only thing that matters.
I don't know. We don't have a firm. The thing is, we don't have a firm release date, so we have a date range when it could come out, which means it could definitely be delayed, just like it was before. So
it should be delayed.
It probably should be. Still, I'm gonna agree. I think Halo Infinite is a D tier game, and that's that. I mean, unless we see a press release and we see information that shows us that it is something that isn't garbage tier, if I were to guess, the game is going to be delayed. I agree with you. If it's released this year, it will be a D tier game and a massive disappointment. And if they release it in 2022, it'll still be bad. They're going to need to wait till like 2023 for this to be a good game. They flipped their leadership. They need years to recover from that, to polish this game up and to make it good. This is a absolute train wreck, on fire, nuclear disaster waiting to happen. D tier.
Okay. Moving on. Let's do Resident Evil Village.
S tier. Moving on.
S tier?
No.
Wait, what?
I had no argument against it. Listen, the last Resident Evil games that they put out have been phenomenal. And not only that, the remakes that they've been putting out have been phenomenal. There was even people trying to make arguments to get the remakes in the Game of the Year conversation. And honestly, I played one of them. I didn't have much of an argument against them. Like, I have nothing but positive things to say about what they've done with the Resident Evil series. They've got a Resident Evil and 2 Resident Evil animes, animes coming out on Netflix, a live action series coming out on Netflix, another live action movie where they're going to reboot the entire thing. Resident Evil is popping right now, and it's only going to get better. And we've got nothing that would indicate that this game would not live up to the hype. Well, they had that tall lady, madam, I can't even remember her name.
Tall vampire.
She became a meme like so quickly, and still is. I still see stuff all the time about her based on the trailer alone. This game's gonna have so much hype. I can't wait for it, honestly. I've got no argument. Well, we haven't seen anything necessarily from it outside of the first trailer. I've just based on reputation, everything alone, I've got no argument against putting it anywhere else but S tier.
This is S tier. Like, my hype for this game is S plus tier. Like, I've never been into this franchise. When I saw this trailer, I'm like, I'm all in. Like,
Resident Evil 4 is one of the best games ever.
There's just something about the location that they're using this time, the characters, the UI, like the feel of it. This time is really more compelling than it has been in a long time. I agree. S tier. It is one of the more exciting titles on the list, and I think we kind of speak for the gaming industry on this one, because you could tell from the memes and everything that people were pretty excited about it. There's not much else coming out, but this one is kind of captivating. So I'm going to agree with S tier on this one too.
And I love how it's not a multiplayer experience that could get jacked. They're not going to shove microtransactions in there. You're just going to get the experience. It's going to be what it is. It's probably going to be super polished, and it's going to be nice. And that makes me extra hyped about it as well. Next game.
Okay. We've got 2 left. Let's do a Diablo Immortal, because we're not going to be sure about Elden Ring, so we'll save that for last. Where do we think I'm just gonna place it into S tier, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean it's gonna be S tier. I'm just bear with me.
Do you guys not have
no.
S tier phones? So
Well,
This is an
Echo
interesting
Gaming
one.
does. So
Yeah.
we'll play some of his
I'm,
footage.
I just kind of reframe and I trust Echo on this. If he says that this is going to be good, then I trust him that it's going to be good. And you said something yesterday, AWOL, maybe it was the day before, about how everybody that you've talked to that has played this game has said it's the best mobile game they've ever played or something along those lines.
yes. So basically, it's not just everybody I've talked to. All of the creators that have tested this game, including a bunch of hate creators, like Skill Up, not hate creators, but Skill Up and a bunch of other people that have tested it, that do capitalize on content that is negative about video games. Even they, and people who hate, with a capital H, hate mobile games, played Diablo Immortal, and they all said, this looks phenomenal. It plays phenomenal. It's a finished product today. This is like, it's not even like the best mobile game they've ever played. A lot of them are saying, they're just saying, this is just like maybe one of the best games I played recently. That's the type of response Diablo Immortal has been getting. It sounds too good to be true to me. And the thing is, when people played the demo, excuse me, at BlizzCon all those faded years ago, and they played the demo at BlizzCon years ago, that version of the game, the reactions from people that actually got their hands on the demo, the on the floor demo where you could put a phone in your hands and play it, the PR announcement was a disaster, right? Don't you guys have phones and blah, 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 all that stuff. But everybody that actually played the game said, oh my God, it's so good. So this game looks super promising to me. I am going to predict that this is going to be the biggest mobile game release of 2021 for sure. And this might end up being the highest quality mobile game ever made, based on the reports that we're seeing. Diablo Immortal appeared to be a finished AAA game years ago, and they spent years, plural, finishing it up, optimizing it, making it even better. They are using the Blizzard strategy right here, which is take a game in an existing genre, or take an existing genre, take a space that we know is super lucrative, and then spend insane amounts of resources and time polishing and polishing and polishing and polishing and polishing until the game is perfect. Blizzard is doing with this game what they used to do to be super successful in the PC space, and this, they know, sets the tone for all Blizzard mobile games moving forward. And so they can't F it up. This, in my opinion, is an S-tier game for this year. I'm predicting that this is going to be one of, if not the most successful mobile games of all time. And this is going to shut up a lot of the haters about mobile games on Blizzard. And I'm going to go further to predict that this game is actually going to open up a lot of the PC and console haters to mobile, to where once they get their hands on this game, they'll go, damn, mobile games aren't just mobile games. They're just good games. This game could be that good. I've talked with Echo extensively about it. And based on all the indicators I'm seeing, outside of marketing hype and just real trustworthy people that have played the game, they're just saying this thing is like A+, man. It's already A+, and it's got multiple alpha tests still to go before it even comes out. They're following the Blizzard success formula. I think that this is going to be maybe a game change, like literally a game changer that shifts the industry. That's how big this game might be. What do you guys think about that spicy take?
I'm gonna agree with that actually, but kind of in a different way from a business standpoint. So you know how Blizzard's been kind of dropping the ball on some things lately. You know, the Warcraft 3 remake, things like that. The one area they're not dropping the ball and they care about the most right now is mobile. This is their first kind of big foray into an international mobile launch. They really want to expand their audience. This is their baby right now. This is the thing they care about the most as a company. Bobby Kotick, as you know, he's made his mistakes recently too, but the one area they've all been focusing on, and they've even been sacrificing PC quality on, is because of this thing. So if they get it wrong, and they know the stakes are bad if they get this wrong, they kind of lose potentially their opportunity to really expand the mobile market in the future. And if there's one thing that they're looking for as a company to do that we know for sure, it's expand into mobile for the future. So this is it. this is their baby. This is the thing that Blizzard has been screwing over most of their other projects for in order for this to work out and be successful. It's going to work. It's going to be successful. They're spending so much time to make the most polished mobile game ever, and it's going to launch internationally. They're going to gather up a great Chinese audience and Eastern Asian audience for this game as well. And it's going to blow up their company, at least they're hoping, in a way that their PC games never really could. That is why so much attention is being put on this. I completely agree with you. While this has the makings of being something that's actually kind of industry changing if done right. And I think they know that. And that's why there's so much care being taken. And that's why it's taking so long for this mobile game to come out.
Makes sense. All eyes are on this game. Do you agree that it's S tier, Ross, or do you feel like we're like way out in outer space with this and you're like, dude, this is going to be a trash mobile game. Go F yourself. I don't even have a phone, Ross says.
It's the people who have played it. I mean, like you said, there are a lot of people who have played this game that are not even mobile gamers, and they're obsessed with it, and they cannot wait for this to release. Now, I do wish Blizzard was a little more upfront about what the details are when it's going to release, and I'm sure we're going to get more of that probably soon. But I don't have an argument against it. That's the thing right now. So if you say S tier, then I'm going S tier as well.
Ross is going to put this on his flip phone and he's going to play it. S tier. I have to go in 2 minutes to help a consulting client. Before we do last game, Elden Ring, we do have a giveaway going on, don't we, guys? Where we're giving away $1,100 in gear and software for free to our wonderful, beautiful viewers, including a TubeBuddy license, a Restream license, an amazing mixer like the one we're using in our studios right now, the incredible microphones that we're using as well. This is an $1,100 gaming content or any kind of content creator package for free. Thank you so much to TubeBuddy, Restream, and Rode for providing this gear to our fans, you guys, for absolutely free. Link in chat, link in the description below. This is the second round of this giveaway. We already gave away one of these packages. We're giving away a second one of these packages. So if you want to sound as good as us, and if you want the professional tools to grow as a gaming creator, these are the ones that literally we use. All entry methods are free with no strings attached. Enter today. Last game, Elden Ring. I mean, why? How did this get on our list?
We don't know anything about this.
We don't know anything about it. Like,
technically, it has a December 31st, 2021 release date right now, which is I think why it's on the list. Also, there's like not that much else exciting, and I think this was S tier excitement, but it's definitely not coming out this year. So it's tough to put it on the list without knowing anything. I don't even have a trailer to show you guys because it was the only thing we have is a leaked trailer, and I'm not going to show a leaked trailer on our episode.
They released like a clip. It wasn't even much of a trailer. It was like a mini cinematic trailer last summer, but it doesn't even really show anything. It looked cool, but that's all we know about it is it looked cool. That's it.
Hold on. The celebrity gamer Echo just jumped into chat here. We were just showing him on the screen. He's like, hold on. Somebody's talking about me on the internet.
He can feel it.
He just showed up and he says, that guy has some nice merch. Buy my merch. He plugs his merch in our chat. And his fans, Dusky Gaming and everybody in here was like, yeah, Echo's amazing. Buy his merch. So Elden Ring, I don't feel comfortable with us ranking this game right now, simply because it's probably not going to come out in 2021. But we wanted to put it on the list because people think it might. What is the percentage chance that we think this is actually coming out in 2021? For me, it's 0%, or sub 1%.
I don't know. We don't know anything to make that prediction yet. There has been no information released about this. Did COVID affect production? What else is going on with this? We just don't know. It's probably safe to say that if this game is what everybody's kind of assuming it's going to be, that it's not coming out in 2021 because there's a lot more to do with it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Perrin?
Yeah, it's not coming out this year. Probably at best a 2022 launch, but I hope they take their time on it. I guess the exciting things we do know is George R.R. Martin writing story for it. We've got Miyazaki who did the Dark Souls series is now moving over to this. So this is his next big project after finishing Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. And that built a huge fan base. So there's a lot of people interested in where he's going to go next. And the fact that he looped in a more popular, prolific writer of our current times for it could be interesting. But that's like it. That's all we really kind of know. It's going to be in a fantasy universe. I don't know. We don't know enough else. Next year, I think S tier anticipation for it, but we don't know when it's coming out.
Makes sense. Let's do a quick recap of the list here. At the top of the list, so Elden Ring, we can't even really rank it. I wouldn't even put it in there. It
I'm
ain't.
trying to take it off. I can't remove it. So
Put
I
it
don't
C
know.
tier, just because we don't know. C tier is where we don't know.
We don't know. So the only
There we
S
go.
tier games we had on the list this year: Resident Evil Village. We're just in love with the tall lady. What can we say? Diablo Immortal, we think, is going to potentially change the mobile gaming industry and the gaming industry overall by shifting everybody's opinions to realize that mobile games aren't just mobile games, they're actually AAA games, and that's the future. A tier is Horizon Forbidden West. Whatever the next Call of Duty game is in Battlefield 6. Dusky says in chat, fight me, bro. A tier for Battlefield, fight me, bro. That's why it's A tier. The fans of Battlefield, we don't want to fight you. We just want to play and have fun. If you were nicer, you would have gotten S tier. Pokemon Snap at B tier, we love the nostalgia value. Rainbow Six Quarantines, too niche for us to rank it high. Deathloop, too niche to rank it high. Elden Ring, probably not coming out this year. And Halo Infinite at Z tier. I have
Jesus.
zero faith that Halo
You sound
Infinite.
like chills.
I have zero faith that Halo Infinite is going to be good and or come out this year or anything like that. It's going to be just such a disaster no matter what happens. That's your list. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click the link to enter our giveaway. Otherwise, you're passing up on your chance